Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. This is our trading session and market overview session with Olymp Trade. So, guys, first of all, I would like to introduce myself for those who don't know me just yet. My name is Thomas, and I'm an analyst and trader with Olymp Trade for the last 7 years or even 8 years. uh, so, guys, I'm very happy to see you all here. We are doing this. We are making this experimental format today. If it becomes popular enough, we will continue doing such webinars. Uh, Probably we will do it normally in a little bit later time, so in 2 hours from now. But today, in 2 hours from now, we're going to have this session with trader Roy, and he's going to have a I'm not sure exactly what his plan for today is, but I know that he has this probably like some basically he has some agenda to say. So everyone is welcome on that trading session or educational session that will take place in 2 hours. All right, so now my name is Thomas once again. My job today will be to introduce you to the upcoming week, to let you know a little bit about on what's going on the markets, and in general, you can ask me any questions that you want. So feel free to ask me any questions that you would like. And guys, I'm all yours. And also, I would like today to open a few trades for you, and also I will open a few forex trades. So that's forex is an inevitable part of trading, and probably we should change this proverb into the older you get, the more forex you trade, something along these lines. So basically, once you evolve and develop as a trader, as a serious trader, eventually you start trading forex or stocks or like basically all kinds of long-term investments more. So in the beginning, you mostly trade FTT mode of trading, and then eventually as you progress in your trading career, normally you switch to these mid-term trades, or even I would say like probably like long-term investments. Like it's like when you buy a stock and you plan on holding this stock for 5 years. It's like buying an apartment, so buying some real estate. So you purchase some real estate, and you don't really have any plans to sell it like in 2 months or even in 2 weeks. You usually make it a long-term investment, and you really consider this metaphor, please. Before you buy an apartment or another piece of real estate, how much time do you spend analyzing the market? How much time do you think, like location, liquidity, how reliable the real estate agent or the broker is? So, and that really tells how much of a preparation people usually do when buying real estate. And then when people start trading, they don't really think about that. They make quick decisions. And so try to correlate with this metaphor, because I think that's kind of like the essence of trading. So especially if you invest in stocks, like say you invest in Apple, like what will be the stock price of Apple in 3 years time, in 5 years time? Okay, it's like you're buying an apartment now, it costs 149, but in 3 years from now, is it going to be bigger? It's going to be more expensive or less expensive? Well, I don't know. I think it'll be more expensive. So that's kind of like that's how you create your that's how you create wealth for yourself in the future. All right. So guys, usually in the beginning of each trading day, I usually like to have a quick look at the economic calendar to see what's going on. To see what's happening on the markets. And this is the economic calendar. And first of all, I would like to have a look just to get the idea of what's about to happen this week. So this week, well, so let me switch to my local time. This one. So first of all, we have a pretty busy day. Today. On Tuesday and on Wednesday and also Thursday. So we have a lot of interesting releases coming out. So GDP in Japan, which is very important, and I will demonstrate to you in a few minutes how important it is, because these are the main trading ideas for this week. The yen, the euro, so probably Bitcoin, and a few more. Right? So what else? Average spending or average earnings index in Great Britain, very important. That will illustrate how healthy the British economy is right now at this point. So CPI, once again, yearly inflation rate, which is expected to be 10.7%. Wow, this is huge. This is something huge. So previous one was 10.1%. Now the analysts are expecting 10.7%, which is going to be dramatic for England. First time in 70 years. In Germany, in England, inflation is over the roof now. So next we are going to see core retail sales, and again core CPI in Canada in October, just this month alone. And again, inflation report hearings. Bank of England speaker. So ECB president Christine Lagarde speaks. And of course, oil inventories. And on Thursday, we have a lot of releases again. Australia, its employment change, very important once again for the Australian dollar against the US dollar or the New Zealand dollar. CPI, so core inflation in Europe, in the Eurozone. So once again, it's 10.7, first time in 70 years. So depending on the actual number. So guys, a quick guide to how read this news and how to trade with the economic calendar. So it's not so much important. The forecasted number is not so much important, and the previous number is not so much important. What important is how the actual number corresponds with the forecast. So if the actual number is green, comes out green, so it means better than expected. Usually this, so the Japanese yen will be on the rise, and on the and vice versa. If it comes out red, then it'll go down. So it's a very simple thing to do, but that is a dramatic thing for the markets. And we have this pack of statistics from the United States. Now, let me go ahead and show you some trading ideas. All right, so a little bit of technical analysis, guys. And I will probably switch to works mode. Let me go ahead and refresh the platform. So the US dollar against the Japanese yen. All right, so let's see what's happening here. So here's a quick plan how you would want to analyze charts on the if you were to trade forex. So how do I search for trading ideas? So simple. First of all, I look at the chart on the 7-day time frame, which is basically close to a week, and I can see that gives me the overall understanding of what's going on with this currency pair in general. So I can see that this currency is on the rise now. So we went from 103 last year, or close to 2 years, 1.5 years ago, and we're now trading at 140. And we were trading at 150. just recently. And when this exchange rate, when the rate of the yen dropped all the way down to 150, which is the lowest in, well, I don't even know, like 20 years, no, 30 years or something, then the Central Bank of Japan started taking action. And what they did, of course, is they did some monetary interventions. And how do they do that? Is they go to the open market and they sell dollars. So they had a lot of dollars on their balances, and or I don't know, a lot or not a lot, much or not much, but anyways, they had some cash and they sold it on the market, and thus they pressured the price of the US dollar, and that is why the yen is now recovering. So, and yeah, so since the US dollar is on the first spot, it means that when this chart goes down, it means that the yen is growing. So it means that, so on the 10th of November, you needed 146 yens to buy one US dollar, but today you only need 140.56 yens to buy to get one US dollar. So that's 5 yens less, and that means the yen, the value of yen has increased, right? So, guys, this is a very interesting picture here, and I think we should be making like a temporary rebound. I don't think it's going to be like a huge rebound because, well, we have a lot of pressure from the sellers here, but at the same time, we are already trading above the psychological level of 140. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to, so yeah, okay, so I've planned when the price goes down to 140, that's where I will be opening a trade in the upwards direction. So I now need to wait a little bit for this price to drop, and then from there I will open my trade up. So I click here, instrument lists, line. I need a horizontal line or probably a trend line. And here it is, and 140. So yeah, as soon as the price drops here, I will open a trade up. How to start or open an open account? Well, it is very simple to do. All you need to do is you need to log in. So go to the web to the platform, and then you simply need to click sign up or register on the platform, and then it's quite an easy process, and it doesn't really require a lot of. It's fairly simple. You just need to enter your phone number and probably your email address, and that is it. And then you will get your demo account, and with the demo account you can practice a little bit, and after that, after you've practiced enough and you feel that you're ready to trade, you can make your first real deposit and you can start making real money, earning real money. Any tips for beginners, asks Rakib. Yes, the main tip for beginners is to work on your statistics and work with your trading journal, trading diary, and always look at the trades that you've made this week. So usually I don't do it that often now, since I've been trading for 10 years, but in the first 2-3 years of my trading career, I would every Saturday or every Sunday, I would sit for a few hours and I would reflect on my trades. So I would see which trades brought me money and which trades basically took money from my pocket. Okay, it's very important. It's very important. I'm from UK. No Olymp Trade available in UK. Unfortunately, yes. In some countries, Olymp Trade is not available for trading, and it's not available to trade or even sign up on this platform. So the UK is one of those countries. So let's move on to the Euro USD, and now with the the Euro USD is already dropping, but I would still like to open a trade here, and I want to demonstrate you a technical So we can see that last week probably was the biggest, showed the biggest gains in the last year. We don't see, well, maybe we had this pretty big green candlestick in the beginning of this year, so the last week of January, and then it was only down. It was mostly downwards move, but last week we had an increase of the euro against the US dollar by more than 3%, and that is quite big. That is quite big for this currency, right? Now, at the same time, why do I think the price will go down? Well, first of all, we can see this real interesting pattern, and let me demonstrate to you. So trend line. So I click it, the trend line has appeared on the chart, and voila. So this is a level of resistance. So what am I going to do in this case? I'm going to open a trade. So the multiplier, let it be 100. So I press down, and here is my Forex trade on the Euro USD currency pair. This trade is in the downwards direction. So why did I open a trade in the downwards direction? Because we have come very close to this level of resistance now, and exactly from this level of resistance, we are making this pullback. So this pullback, right? So another very interesting story of last week was, of course, the crypto markets. And I'm personally now a holder of Bitcoin, and I was totally unprepared for this. And I mean, like, yeah, I'm talking about myself. So I have, like, say, 8 years plus experience in trading, close to 10 years probably. And some things are not, some things they come as a surprise as for me as well, for an experienced trader. And I would say, like, it's totally impossible to become this kind of trader that is just completely prepared for everything. No, anything can happen. And I was totally not expecting a move like this. Instead, I wanted to purchase more Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies when the price dropped to the 20,000 mark. And then I just wasn't in front of the computer for a few hours, and then I opened my trading terminal a few hours later, and I see that we are trading here, and I was like, whoa, what is happening? So we basically had this absorption candlestick, this huge absorption candlestick. As you can see, it basically covered all this range. So we couldn't really break out of this corridor, out of this channel, out of this trading area for since, I don't know, since August, what, maybe even before. Yeah, well, basically we were trading here since June, and then I was really hoping that this was like really gentle push north, and then I saw that we were really approaching this level, and we would break above, and then I was like, yeah, we are going back to 30,000. That was my position. That was my idea. But of course, it didn't. It happened. It didn't play out as planned. And then we dropped. So what was the news, guys? Does anyone know about the news? Does anyone know what happened? No. So there is this. Okay, we don't have this asset available here on our platform, but we have it available on the TradingView platform, TradingView analytics tool. So the story concerns the FTX token. and FTX is the second largest cryptocurrency after Binance, and they only became so big in what, in 2020. Wow, isn't that a surprise? So before that they were like a small exchange, small crypto exchange. Now, and what's happening now? They're going bankrupt. Now there are a lot of different rumors circulating about what happened to them, whether some people were like laundering money through cryptos, through their token, or they had this Ponzi scheme on their platform and they were investing into previous investments and just taking investments, and or they were over credited, over leveraged. I don't know. I mean, probably it will be difficult to find where the ends meet and to figure out what exactly caused this, but I can tell you for sure that this drop, so yeah, it happened on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we dropped from 22,000 and 22 US dollars per token and down to 5. And then the next day we dropped to 2. So that's it. More than 90% of its value was wiped out within 2 trading days. And then, of course, Bitcoin followed this move on Tuesday. So yeah, we saw a drop of 10%. Then the next day there was a drop of 10%. And so now we are recovering, but we are slowly recovering on Bitcoin. And I think that we are going to have a lot of resistance here. So a lot of resistance will come at the $18,000 mark. So the price moves up and then the price will eventually, well, I know, probably will reverse and go down. But as of now, we can open a trade upwards because we still have enough room for an upwards push. So this push to the north, and we are going to see. Teach you how to open Olymp Trade. Well, unfortunately, I cannot. I mean, like it should be pretty intuitive way how to open trades on how to open an account on Olymp Trade. So, guys, what is next? Well, let me see what else I wanted to tell you about. Yes, another trading idea which I wanted to mention today will be Brent. Now, with Brent, we have a very interesting situation. So if you wanted to take a look at Brent like this, you could see that we are trading at, so that was what, 2021, and we are trading a little bit above these levels. So above the highs of October 2021, we are trading at $95 per barrel. And right now, the most interesting, the most interesting story will take place when the price reaches the $100 mark. So that's when all the fun begins. And right now we can see that we are really slowly but steadily pushing towards that level. And right now we are trading at 94.45. But I think that we did an attempt yesterday. But then, of course, so what happened on Tuesday? On Tuesday with crypto, that basically draw down all the markets as well. But at the same time, my outlook on Brent remains pretty optimistic, and I'm going to provide you another reason for that. And this is the reason why I think so. So there is a website called this YCharts. So it's another kind of like analytics tool. So what is interesting to see on this website is we can get information about the US crude oil in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. So I don't know if you heard of this or not, but basically this is the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in the United States, and it means that this oil is kept or like was kept or was meant to be kept for the rainy day. And so this rainy day came this year since due to various reasons, due to the political instability in the world, due to war in Ukraine and other factors, there became insufficient supply of oil, and in the United States, in order to cap the ever soaring oil prices, which in fact reached almost $130 per barrel even though for a short period of time, but nonetheless they stayed well above the $100 mark. So in order to cope with that growing prices, they had to start releasing oil from their strategic petroleum reserves. They just didn't have any other choice. They couldn't increase the output, but they had those strategic petroleum reserves. And we can see that just 1 year ago, the strategic petroleum reserves, if you think all the country, so all of the United States, so they had 612 million barrels. So take a note that daily consumption in the United States equals 21 million barrels, but most of this oil comes from there. So the United States produces at least around 15 million barrels per day, and also they get oil from Canada, but still they have their allies, and for example Europe, and they have to take care of them, and they have to help them and other countries, and that is why they are slowly but steadily releasing these petroleum reserves. Now, this situation doesn't seem critical, but if you think about this from a more strategic point of view, you can see that wow, in just 1 year we saw a 35% drop in these reserves. So, and what's going to happen next year? So 2023. Is the next year going to be more stable in terms of politics, in terms of peace in the world, in terms of conflict? And if it's not like that, then what's going to happen with this petroleum reserve? And no one wants to drain their reserves to zero. And eventually, at some point of time, the United States are going to have to start replenishing these petroleum reserves. And when they start doing so, they're going to have to purchase additional oil from the market. And that in turn is going to affect the oil prices, and these oil prices will go up. So that is why my personal outlook on the market, on the oil market, is that we have not seen the highs just yet. And I'm pretty sure that in the next 5-6 months, we are definitely going to see the levels of 115, 120, and a lot will depend on how this situation unfolds. Right? So guys, any questions, please ask me. So these are my trades. So, and yeah, probably one last trade that I want to open is a trade on gold. And basically this is just a counter trend trade, because we saw a huge rise in gold. So basically gold usually grows, the price of gold grows during the times of instability and the times when the markets drop. So gold usually goes up in price, and that is what happened last week. So basically this correlation was lost for a long period of time, and then last week all of a sudden it just worked again. It started working again. So when markets drop, so Bitcoin drops, and because now many people consider Bitcoin to be a protective asset, a form of a safe haven, and many people think now, well, I mean, like, yeah, by looking at this chart. So imagine this: some people managed to buy Bitcoin here at 17,000, 18,000, and then the price dropped, remained there for 2 years, more than 2 years, like probably 2.5 years, and then after 2 years, and wow, it tripled from this high and up to here, up to the 60,000 level. It tripled. Then we saw another high of 68,000, and now what? Now we are trading at, well, what, 16, 17,000. So we are 80% down from these highs, and it's not a surprise that many people are now considering cryptocurrencies or digital assets. In my opinion, that is probably a more proper way to name these assets as digital assets, because it's not really, well, okay, that's kind of like controversial, right? So many people consider this currency, many people consider these cryptos are crypto assets. Nevertheless, people consider this as a protective asset from inflation, and when instability on the crypto market arises, so yeah, Bitcoin drops, but that is an opportunity for gold. So I think that was one of the reasons why gold went up in price last week. And now it's time to make a little pullback, because we went up, as you can see, in 1 week very fast, and now it's time to let some steam off. So guys, yes, that is it for today. I would like to thank you all for your attention. I would like to remind you that in 1.5 hours, a webinar with Roy begins. So I invite you all there. And also tomorrow we are going to have our regular FTT trading session. That is also an additional webinar this week. And my next webinar will take place on Thursday, so in 3 days. So welcome. I would like to invite you all to the webinar. So thank you very much for watching my market overview today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can take something with you from this overview. And I wish you all profitable trades and a wonderful trading week. Thomas signing out. Have a wonderful week. I will see you soon.